Hello, and welcome back to PUCL's 2023 Battle Factory. I am GigaSaurusGames, and this week I am facing off against Umbreon1090, who I believe said this is their first PUCL tournament. I'm 0-3, so I'm out of Top Cut. That's not happening at this point. But I am apparently playing Spoiler because Swiss round. Apparently my opponent had a bye of some sort last week, which probably implies that they're 1-2 as a result, which means I am playing Spoiler instead of playing for pure fun, which is at least somewhat interesting. Also, as a general rule, I like to not just lose out, so I am at least going to try and win this week for both those reasons. Oh, I bet I know what that sound was. That probably came through in the recording because I recorded the whole desktop audio. That was someone sending a message of some sort. But in any case, so this is the team that I have from the rentals this week, and since we are just messing around, let's go with this one because we're in endgame, because I'm completely out. And so the theme this week is past versus present versus future. The other two teams both utilize a bunch of Paradox Mons, but I apparently can't get anything other than mirror matches this tournament, which don't generally do well for me, so my opponent's already got that going for them. What works well against the team itself? The Glade does not particularly. The Donphan does not particularly. I think the rest is at least somewhat reasonable. So let's try something like this. Also, basically everything is carrying pinch berries, except for the Donphan, which is a citrus berry. So, if things don't die in one hit, they might take 3, in some cases. But we will see what my opponent led with. Oh hey, they're actually using some of the Kitakami, fancy outfits, unlike me. Okay. I don't mind that outcome, I would say. I don't know the speed tiers because that would require look checking. I am just going to see if I can kill the Glade, because the Glade kind of scares me. The ideal scenario here is probably unfortunate. Okay. That's not great. Okay. Oh, but I take it. Oh, I take 1. Okay. So that's suboptimal. Yeah, like normal VGC teams, most of this team is carrying Protect. I'm just going to try and win the speed tie relative to the Salamence. Oh, T-Tar? Oh, Volcarona. Oh, Flame Body. Flame Body, yep. So Flame Body is an ability that has a chance to burn attackers on contact. Dual Wing Beat is a contact move, and also it makes contact twice. So the odds of my getting burned here are about a coin flip. Yep. Yep. Okay. So I am not in a good position at this point. I would generally be inclined to say. I'm suspecting that I'm pretty far down in the hit point battle. So this is not really ideal at all. We'll throw in go for Quiver Dance. Oh no, okay, good. Also good, because Heat Wave can burn, and I very much don't want T-Tar to be burned. Okay. The Salamence does not have Protect, as you can see from my side of the screen. Still alive. Okay. And that means that I can go for Rock Slide pretty safely and try to get a kill in while I Hurricane the Salamence, because that doesn't involve my hit points my attack being reduced by the burn, because Hurricane is a special move. And if I land and don't die to the Volcarona, okay, Salamence outspeeds the Volcarona, or it's a speed tie. It's good to know. Yep. It did. So I didn't know it had that. I also wasn't concerned about it because Sand boosts special defense, the special defense of rock types, so I was reasonably sure T-Tar would take that attack. Alright. Does Mungus die to Sand? It might. Oh no, Pinch Berry, never mind. Right. That's fine. The Salamence now dies, which I judge as a positive. As I bring in Volcarona. Okay. The Gallade has a fighting move. This T-Tar is Tera Flying. I don't like that plan. We're gonna do this instead. So what I thought about doing was catching the Gallade out, but the Gallade keeps trying to use Protect. So I'm glad I didn't Terra there and give away information. Okay, Amoonguss. Did Amoonguss dodge? If not, it's dead. Hit yourself? Into T-Tar? Okay, I'll take it. It's not perfect, but I'll take it. But now I am going to use Terra, because now I just expect the Gallade to stay in. The Gallade has Wiki Berry. I'm gonna knock off, actually. Because I expect Heat Wave to kill the Amoonguss, assuming if it tries to use Rage Powder, which it didn't bother doing anyway. Okay, so the Gallade I'm expecting Sacred Sword into T-Tar. With that Salamence still on the field, I need T-Tar alive. And with that in mind, after this turn, I'm going to switch T-Tar out. Yep. Okay. I'm going to switch T-Tar out to shake off the Intimidate. And the Glade probably dies to Sand over 2 turns, depending on... Sand might be about to run out. Maybe not, actually. Okay, Sand runs out, end of this turn. So there is no passive damage there. So I need the Glade to die. Unfortunately. So I'm gonna Heat Wave. Because we saw the Volcarona outsped the Salamence earlier. Okay. Wonder if my opponent saw that coming. Or maybe they're just trying to get Regenerator going? I'm hard to tell. Yeah, the Amoonguss does have Regenerator. Okay. So that... Oh, okay. Cool. Burn. That should seal a game at this point. That should seal a game now. Well, I say that. It's not entirely true. Because I do still have to break a Salamence, which, with the Mons on the field, is a non-negligible difficulty. Because yes, I still have T-Tar in the back with Rock Slide, and it won't be intimidated, but I am no longer resistant to its flying attacks, so... This is not necessarily easy still. I am just going to... I'm not going to bother Quiver Dancing on it, I'm just going to chip it. As it goes for Tera Poison? I see no advantage to that. It doesn't have a poison move. That would be purely defensive. And it actually makes it not resist fire and grass. Well, I guess it would still resist grass, but it makes it not resistant to fire. Well. So I didn't get the burn, which is actually a positive, because now it's asleep. Okay. And now I can go into T-Tar. And now I just need to chip it to death. I'm going to heal Tyranitar this turn because I want to make sure it doesn't have health. This Salamence has not eaten its Fiji Berry yet, I don't believe. So I'm going to knock off so it doesn't get the bonus health. Or it just gets KO'd. That works too. Okay. Rough start. I was correct. Rough start, but that worked. Knockoff also has a power bonus against targets that are holding an item as well. So that also would have done more damage than either Rock Slide or Crunch in that situation since it was no longer Tera flying. But yeah, it's an interesting thing with that Tera. The Tera was so early that if Dual Wing Beat had missed, because it can, Volcarona would have gotten off a full power Heat Wave into it, which I'm not sure was in its interest, to be honest. But in any case, the Spore made it largely irrelevant and relevant, so it's fine. So what I learned in that match is Volcarona Heat Wave is nice. But I'm kind of expecting my opponent to bring Tyranitar this time. So I'm going to mix it up. Last time I brought neither Gallade nor Donphan. I'm going to bring both of them this time. And I'm going to lead with Donphan, because Donphan has knockoff, which is really nice for getting rid of all of these berries. And I'll bring Salamence as the last Pokemon. It leaves me a little more vulnerable to Volcarona and Salamence than bringing T-Tar, but it leaves me less vulnerable to Gallade and Donphan. So, the Donphan does no Ice Shard, but even so. And anyway, it also can, Intimidate, which is a nice bonus as well. As we saw, the attack drops that I had last game were pretty painful a lot of the time. Okay, I did call the T-Tar correctly. I'm liking this start. I'm expecting the T-Tar to do something. Likely Terra Flying. So for now, I am just going to knock off the opposing Donphan and Spore the T-Tar. I thought about using Rage Powder, but neither of these Mons can really hurt Donphan that badly right now, because Donphan is physically defensive. And if they want to knock off my Citrus Berry, I'm okay with that. Terra Flying on Tyranitar? Yep. Okay. Yeah, I can I'm not... As I'm sure anyone who's watched a lot of my videos can tell, I'm not really very good at actually calling Terra. At least not if I don't have another plan. But in this case, I made it work. I got it right, so it's fine. That might kill Amoonguss, unfortunately. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay. Let's bring Salamence in, so I'm okay with that. Right? Yeah. So I'm vulnerable to Rock Slide, but it will be intimidated. So yes, I do this. I am correct. I'm going to keep knocking off. And I am going to... I don't want to miss, so I'm going to Dragon Claw T-Tar, because the T-Tar is the biggest problem for me at this point. For many reasons, including that. I wonder if they're expecting Terra Poison. They might have been. I eat my Citrus Berry, so the Earthquakes have accomplished not very much other than eating my Citrus Berry. And there goes the T-Tar's Berry. Okay. Nice. Alright, I am now going to Ice Shard the Tyranitar. And... Tailwind with Salamence. Gallade is Terra Fighting. Do I want that? Not especially. I think Terra Poison is the best thing to do here. Yes, it makes me vulnerable to Earthquake, but I'm kind of expecting a Nice Shard at this point. And this lets me get Tailwind off. And even in the event of Ice Shard. It might go poorly if my opponent just Earthquakes again, which is very reasonable. Then this backfires. But I'm expecting that they're going to do something else. Okay. I was correct. Oh, wait, that was my non-fan. Never mind. I was still correct. And I get Tailwind off. Nice. T-Tar, the opposing T-Tar gets chipped by Sand more, so Ice Shard is a higher probability to kill at this point. And I will Hurricane the Donphan because it's a physical wall. Silence technically has higher physical attack, but Hurricane also has much higher base power than either Dual Wing Beat or Dragon Claw. And I am kind of expecting Silence to die here, so this is kind of just me making a judgment call on the best thing to do before it dies. That did nothing. Never mind. Cool. I wonder what the reasoning there was. If they could have just used Earthquake, and that would kill Salamence and hurt Donphan about as much as the Ice Shard did. So we saw Ice Shard does, like, nothing. So I'm going to... I can kill the Donphan at any point. I want the Gallade dead. If I can. This might not kill. Yep. Nice. Okay. Usually I'm pretty bad at using and predicting Tera Types, but I am doing very well in this specific game for some reason. Sandstorm subsides, so Salamence is still alive, which is neat. Okay. Amoonguss can Rage Powder. But Earthquake bypasses Rage Powder because it hits all targets. And because it hits all targets, Donphan is dead. And it doesn't have Protect, so it is dead. So instead, I will Dual Wing Beat the Amoonguss. Yes, Salamence will die to my own Earthquake, but it'll get its attack off first, and anyway, there's that as well. So the only priority on the field in this particular matchup. Might have been the only priority on any of the teams, actually. I didn't look to see if that was the only priority. Other than Protect, obviously. Oh, no, first impression on the Slitherwing. And so actually the past Paradox team was pretty good, too. To be honest. Because it had 2 mons with priority. It had Great Tusk, which is just really good. It had Perish Song, which is fun. And it had some other good stuff, too. But I was using the present team, and it worked. As I win a match 2-0 for the... as I win a match for the first time this tournament. I also won it 2-0, but also I just won a match. And for once I actually predicted Tera Types, which makes me very happy, because usually I mess that up. But with that being said, good game to my opponent, and that is all I have for this week. And so until next time, this has been GigaSaurusGames, signing out. Bye.